That's what $390 cash got us at the Kansas City Gun Show. A large caliber semi-automatic rifle, no background check. KMBZ News attended the show at the KCI Expo Center Sunday. The seller, not a licensed firearms dealer, had an impressive array of weaponry. Surprisingly, it was a simple, legal transaction.
You need my driver's license?
No.
Okay, don't need it?
No.
So what's the total damage here?
It's $390, that's it, no tax.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Thank you very much, Lee.
And for a few dollars more, you can get a high-capacity magazine holding dozens of rounds.
Could I get a 20 or 30 for it, you think?
Oh, you can get anything you want. You can get up to 40. But they got all kinds of clips. They're not hard to find.
The weapon we purchased, an SKS 7.62 millimeter rifle. You can see it at KMBZ.com. It's not listed in the 1994 federal assault weapons ban. But according to the Violence Policy Center, during one 3-year period in the U.S., SKS rifles were used in the shooting deaths of 9 police officers. Former FBI agent Jeff Lanza doesn't consider the type of weapon the problem.
The fact that anyone without any background check can go into a gun show and buy any type of weapon that's legally for sale right now, including assault weapons. The lack of law that allows us to do that does not keep people safe from the people that might use them for mass shooting.
The so-called gun show loophole is a misnomer. Private sales are legal. But in the wake of Sandy Hook, an ABC News poll found 88% of Americans support the idea of background checks at those shows. David Keene, president of the NRA, doubts they would be effective. The perpetrators in the mass shootings at Virginia Tech, Tucson, and the suspect in the Aurora theater massacre all passed background checks, and in those tragedies, 50 people lost their lives. Bill Grady, KMBZ News.
That's 100 rounds.
100 rounds, okay.
Shoot like 100 deer.
In case you run into a herd?
Yeah, I'm going to thin out the herd that way.
That was a vendor at last weekend's Kansas City Gun Show selling high-capacity magazines for AR-15 semi-automatic rifles. For $390, we purchased a military-style 7.62 millimeter rifle with the folding stock. It, too, can be fitted with the high-cap magazines. No ID necessary. The only question, what name to write on the receipt. And the private sale was legal. The weapon checked out clean with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. I tested it, having not fired a shot in over a decade, and the target was the silhouette of a man at about 75 feet.
What we have here is a 3-shot group without the benefit of a rear sight, and they're all center. They would all be good hits.
Good hits. What?
Those would most likely be fatal.
Most likely kill shots. Anybody can do this, basically.
Yes, sir.
That's Deputy Rodney Moyer, firearms instructor and lead rifleman on the department's SWAT team. Any sort of firearm available under federal law can be purchased in a private transaction without official documentation. But the type we bought often ends up in police property rooms. Retired FBI agent Jeff Lanza.
Oh, all the time. You know, we got a lot of these types of guns, automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons, very dangerous weapons, usually go along with violent drug gangs and other types of raids that were done during the time I was an agent. You usually find guns like this.
Now, with talk of an executive order to restrict firearms sales, business is brisk for licensed dealers and private sellers. The gun show we attended was packed. Polls have shown most Americans favor universal background checks. But privacy laws restrict medical professionals from disclosing information. According to the FBI, between 2004 and 2011, less than 2% of all firearms purchase denials were for mental health reasons. Bill Grady, KMBZ News.
I was not even required to show my driver's license. $390 for this weapon, and we're going to make sure that it gets into the proper hands.
It was that simple. After laying down 4 $100 bills, getting $10 change back, I was on the way home with what some would call an assault rifle. Folding stock, military style, and it packs a punch. No proof of purchase required at the checkout table.
Are you the guys I see show my receipt to?
I think you're probably good to go.
If you want to take a look at the rifle, it's at KMBZ.com. Now, this was a fully legal transaction with a private seller, not a licensed dealer. This vendor said if we'd attended the show Saturday, 30-round magazines were up for grabs. They were sold out Sunday, but he offered words of encouragement.
You can buy them at a show. If you wait, you can get them for, $40, $45, $50 a piece. Sometimes you can buy them cheaper online.
A quick check online? Sure enough, he was right. 10 30-round magazines, $50 each. Don't blame the gun show promoters. Our sale could have occurred in someone's home, so why no mandate for universal background checks? It's complicated. The HIPAA privacy law bans the release of medical records. In the wake of Sandy Hook, there is mounting political pressure. Yesterday, New York's legislature passed the nation's toughest gun control law. And we may hear from Washington later today whether the country is any closer to a balance of protecting the Second Amendment and safety. Bill Grady, KMBZ News.